Happy New Year, everyone. I pray that 2025 brings you so much peace and prosperity. I'm Chantel, and I'm making this video because God has called me to. Time and time again, I ignored the gentle voice inside of me. I ignored God's voice, telling me to share my story simply because someone else needs it. I live with sickle cell disease, which comes with severe pain. To manage my pain, I am prescribed pharmaceutical narcotics. With being clinically diagnosed with PTSD, I struggle daily with pessimistic thoughts. With trying to numb my pessimistic thoughts, I began to use and misuse my prescribed medication. After making a decision to use my medication to numb my thoughts, I developed an addiction to pharmaceutical narcotics, which is Percocet. After overcoming a weed addiction from 2017 to 2022, I noticed that my pill dependency amplified. In February 2024, I would have been 29 years old. And at this time, I was so fed up with my choices to misuse my medication. So I decided to make the conscious decision to quit using my medication cold turkey because I said to myself, Chantel, you're going to be 29. This is your last year in your 20s. Make it something worthwhile. Don't continue to numb yourself. I'm sorry. I'm like, don't continue to numb yourself and like try to escape the world and try to escape life. Like, this is your year to prevail. This is your year to liberate yourself. And miraculously, 12 days later, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. And I realized that that was God's intervention. Like, time and time again, I pray for strength. Time and time again, I pray for guidance. And on February 11th, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. And at that moment, I knew I had a purpose. Throughout my entire pregnancy, I felt the most peace that I've ever felt in my entire life. I was 100% sober and I was fully trusting God and standing firm in my faith. And I was also pain crisis free. I hadn't had a sickle cell pain crisis for 9 whole months, my entire pregnancy. I just felt so blessed by the highly power, so blessed by my Heavenly Father that I was sober and I was finally feeling peace. I wasn't experiencing so many pessimistic thoughts. And yes, I am in therapy and that does help me a lot. Whew! God is in the room. I tell you that. God is in the room. All right. I'm okay. I'm okay. Let's get to it. Fast forward to September. I had my daughter. And after that, I experienced a really bad pain crisis and I was admitted into the hospital for a few days. However, once I was released from the hospital, postpartum hit me so hard. Like, postpartum knocked my socks off, word up. And I felt myself relapsing back into my old and bad coping mechanisms, which was misusing my pain medication. And I just prayed and I asked God for guidance. And I just desired that peace, that immense peace that I felt throughout my whole pregnancy. One day, as I'm battling this addiction, my daughter squeezed my hand so tight because that day she wasn't feeling good. And as she squeezed my hand, that was my realization that my daughter truly needs me. Like, yes, I have an amazing family. I have such a supportive village. But that moment made me realize that my baby needs me. And although I have this amazing support in my life, no one is going to take care of my baby like I take care of my baby. And at that moment, the thought that was going through my head was, Chantel, if you continue down this path and you overdose on this medication, Aaliyah is going to lose you for the rest of her life. And this baby needs you. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is just such a vulnerable moment. Like, and I did not want to make this video. I swear to God, I did. But God has just been calling me to, and it's like, you're disobeying me, Chantel. You're disobeying me. Somebody needs your story. Somebody else out there is suffering. So please speak for me. Please do my work, please. And I'm like, oh my God, why did you call me? But okay, I got you. Realize my purpose is my daughter. So with that being said, I had to acknowledge my strengths and tap into my strengths. I am very resilient. I'm a very resilient person and I'm a very creative person. God has set me free once again from misusing my medication. But now, being that I don't have my pregnancy to keep me disciplined and to keep me grounded, I have to use my strengths to continue to liberate me through this journey. Therefore, I'm going to be using my creativity to navigate and guide me through my sobriety. One thing I want to leave everyone with is a lot of people out there are struggling with some form of addiction, whether it's pills, whether it's weed, whether it's alcohol, sex, gambling, etc. Get honest with yourself. The first step to liberation is admitting you have a problem. Self-awareness and self-reflection is the major key in transformative healing. Never be afraid to live in your truth, because no one can throw stones when we all live in glass houses. Only God can condemn. I encourage you to set yourself free, be authentic, and live in your truth, and reach out to your loved ones if you feel like you're suffering or dealing with some form of addiction. And lastly, I just want to thank my family. I want to thank my friends. I want to thank my partner. And I also want to thank the beautiful women that I met at Anika's Pinkmas last year. I thank you guys all so much, because you all know that I struggle with some substance misuse, and you guys have all been supportive on my journey, and I thank you. And I hope that this video touched someone to want to get help and better their lives and not give their lives away to addiction. I love you guys so much. Bye.